Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be doing an update of Washington Reagan National Airport. With that being said, I'm going to say everything I need to say at the end, so yeah, as I said, we're just going to get started with this update. In front of you here we have an American Eagle CRJ 200. Now sadly these are set to leave American's fleet pretty soon, sadly, and so I'm waiting on Gemini Jets to either make another CRJ 700 or even a CRJ 900, and then I can replace them and, you know, have just a nicely filled American Eagle space here. But this CRJ 200 is going to be heading out to Akron, Canton. Next, they're just getting pushed back. We have an American Eagle CRJ 700. He's going to be heading out to Charlotte, and that is a suggested route. And next, they just arrived in. We have an American Eagle CRJ 200, the second American Eagle CRJ 200 of this update, and he's just arrived in from Bangor. And then finally here for the American Eagle section, we have an American Eagle E175. He's just getting fueled up for a flight out to Oklahoma City. Next here we have an American A321. This is another suggested route. He's going to be heading out to Los Angeles. Now the A321neo has actually gained quite a bit of presence at Washington Reagan National Airport. Basically most of the West Coast routes are now operated on A321neos, and I do not have any American A321neos. I only have this. This is the closest I have, the actual A321. So for now, all of my kind of West Coast routes are going to be on this aircraft, and then once I do get an A321neo, I can pass down the West Coast routes onto that aircraft. But this one is going to be heading out to Los Angeles. Moving along, we have two American 737-800s. The one below on your screen is the One World 737-800. He's going to be heading out to Miami, and then on top there we have an American 737-800. This is the NG1. He's going to be heading out to Dallas or Red River Aviation's airport. Now we did get a bit of confusion about which aircraft was actually going to be servicing that subroute, whether it was the One World aircraft or the plane one. So just to kind of clear the ground here, this is going to be the aircraft that's going to be flying to Dallas or Red River Aviation's airport. Next, they just landed and taxiing to his gates. We have a Frontier A320neo. He's just arrived in from Denver or Mile High Aviation's airport, and he's going to be heading back out there, as that is Frontier's only route out of Washington Reagan. Then next, they're just getting fueled up. We have a JetBlue A320. He's going to be heading out to San Juan. And then next here we have two United Express aircraft. On the left we have a United Express E170. He's just been pushed back and he's going to be heading out to Newark. And then on the right there, just arrived in, we have a United Express E175. He's just arrived in from Houston, and he's going to be taking the Newark bound aircraft gate, and he's just waiting for that guy to taxi off, and then he's going to nip in there and take his gate. Then here, just arrived in from San Francisco, we have the United 737-800 in the new colors. As I said, he's just arrived in from San Francisco. He's just having a turnaround, and he's going to be heading back out to San Francisco. Next here we have an Air Canada Express E175. He's going to be heading out to Toronto Pearson or OC Wings Airport. Then moving here over to the Delta gates, on top there we have a Delta A220. He's going to be heading out to Atlanta. I thought I'd add in the A220 because we've seen enough of the 737-900 and I thought it'd make a bit of a difference. And then below there we have a Delta CRJ 200. He's going to be heading out to Lexington. Then here in the hard stands we have a United A320. He actually arrived in from Chicago a day ago. He's just been taxied over to the hard stands to just kind of wait here, and he's actually going to be performing a transfer flight over to Washington Dulles. These are quite common. I've seen American, United and Delta all do these transfer flights over from Washington Dulles to Washington Reagan or vice versa. They're pretty common, so you know, if either airport has an aircraft that is needed in the other airport, they'll just do a transfer flight over to the other airports. I remember one time when I was going to Cleveland from Washington Dulles, I did actually see a 757-300. Of course, that's the largest aircraft Washington Reagan gets on a regular basis. That actually was doing a transfer flight from Washington Dulles to Washington Reagan. So I was thinking about putting a 757-300 in here, but I decided in the end to go for an A320. But yeah, he's going to be heading out to Washington Dulles. And next here we have quite the lineup to the runway. They've been using the de-icing gates to kind of stagger the aircraft coming to the runway. So we're going to start off here on the right of your screen. We have a Southwest 737-700. He's going to be heading out to Austin, Texas. And then on the very left of your screen, you can see we've got an American Eagle E175, and he's going to be heading out to Chicago O'Hare. And then at the very top of your screen, we have a Southwest 737-800. He's going to be heading out to Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson. Next here, kind of the pinnacle of this update, we have an Alaska A321neo. For the longest time, I've been using incorrect aircraft for Washington Reagan when it comes down to Alaska aircraft, because I didn't have the A321neo. Pretty much all Alaska flights are now on A321neos. I still need, you know, probably a good one more to kind of properly sort out the Alaska fleets, but at least I have one now. I'm going to be saying he's just holding short of the runway, and he's going to be heading out to Los Angeles. I would love to get the More to Love A321neo, and then the Honoring Those Who Serve 737-900. I'm still, of course, going to get the 737s because the 737s do come to Washington Dulles. Washington Dulles with Alaska is a little bit weird. They kind of flip seasonally between 737s, A320s. The A321neo I don't think has ever been a fixed aircraft at Washington Dulles, but it has, you know, it's not uncommon necessarily to see the A321neo at Dulles. It does occasionally substitute for either the 737 or A320. For example, last summer, basically all flights to the West Coast, well, I say West Coast, Alaska doesn't have any flights from Washington Dulles or Reagan to anywhere on the East Coast. Did I say West Coast? I meant East Coast. Washington Dulles gets Seattle, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, and then Washington Reagan gets the same. They just also get Portland in there as well. So yeah, that's kind of the situation with Alaska. As I said, I would love to get the More to Love A321, and then the Honoring Those Who Serve 737. I do have the NG 737 coming soon. You could expect to see that very soon in an unboxing, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this one's going to be heading out to Los Angeles. And then to conclude the updates here, we have a Southwest 737-800. He's just lining up on the runway, and he's about to take off out to Dallas Love Field. And apart from that, that does conclude the updates of Washington Reagan National Airport. Before I do end this video, I do want to give you a bit of a small little channel update on what's going to be happening. It's nothing major, it's just kind of informing you. I know we haven't had an unboxing for a very long time. Murphy's Law, they all come at once, and they've started to roll in. I actually just recorded an update for Sunday. Not an update, an unboxing rather, for Sunday. I'll have a two aircraft unboxing on Sunday, and then I'll actually have another. I just got a box today, actually, just after I recorded that, of another aircraft, and I had a phone call from the aircraft model store, and they said a lot of my aircraft are, in their words, imminent, which is good news to my music to my ears rather, because I've been expecting some aircraft for a very long time. They're late at this point, but I've talked to the guy at AMS, and he says that they are it's the distributor, not the distributors, the manufacturers, so Gemini Jets, NG models, they're the ones that are being slow, not the aircraft model store. It's weird because you kind of want to blame the coronavirus, but the weird thing is earlier on, when the coronavirus effects were more kind of noticeable, there wasn't a delay. But now, when the coronavirus is not nearing its end, but you know, we're getting into a better flow of things, now they're late, which is a little bit weird, but you know, I don't really know what's going on. And plus, everybody else has gotten their models, so I don't know what's happening on my end. But yeah, aircraft model store says they're imminent, so I'm going to take their word for it and say they're imminent. If they're not imminent, you know, you know to blame. It's not me. I can't control when they arrive. But yeah, that does conclude this update. I hope you did enjoy. Again, Dulles is coming along well. You can't see it, but I've sorted out my room a little bit better. I'm actually getting my walls plastered and painted, so it's going to take a little bit longer than I first thought, but I am trying to take some steps to make just my room great. Not just the airport. Originally I thought, you know, I'll just move around some furniture and stuff, but I'm going to be painting and plastering my, well, I said I'm going to be, I'm actually getting like a contractor in and he's going to do it. That's involving taking all of my furniture and grouping it in the middle of my room, putting a tarp over it, taking all the stuff off the walls and stuff like that. But yeah, I have some pretty big plans. It's all coming along pretty well, and I've kind of got it in the layout that I want. I've got a lot more room for just living in this room, and as well, you know, Washington Dulles, it's never looked better. So yeah, I'm actually getting some wood for Washington Dulles tomorrow. I'm actually redoing the casing of the units. If you can't remember, I kind of made these kind of custom IKEA things where I got a bunch of different IKEA shelving units, and I kind of put them all together, screwed them all together, and then made like a wooden frame around them to kind of make it as if it was one piece of furniture. But yeah, I'll have a video on that coming soonish, maybe within the next few weeks. It all depends on when this contractor can get here and plaster and paint my walls, and then I've got to actually get it all up to standard. And my aim is I'm going to get it to pretty much the same stage as we had it in the last episode. So I'm going to paint the boards and kind of do those concrete slab patterns on there as well, and then we'll get into kind of like the gate design and the terminals and all of that. And you know, it's coming along well. I'm pretty excited. I'm getting my Concorde picture reframed. I actually have that down here. This one, if you remember, I did do an unboxing of that when I got that. But this one, I'm actually getting it so it matches a lot of my other frames, because currently it doesn't. This is actually, if you're not sure what this is, I did an unboxing of this a while back, but basically this was passed down to me, and is basically a picture of these Concords, and then it's actually signed, as you can see, by some of the Concorde captains. But yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm getting everything all kind of organized and set up, and it's looking good. But apart from that, that does kind of conclude this update of Washington Reagan National Airport. I hope you did enjoy, and I will see you in the next video, which will be on Sunday, and it will be an unboxing of 2 aircraft. But yeah, apart from that, I want to thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.